What up, B Squad? It is me, JP, and we are here today, you guys, to discuss another episode of The Real Housewives of Potomac, season 10. This was episode 7, I believe it was, and the episode was titled Guess Who's Back. Before we get into it, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and you guys are not subscribed yet, need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and with that out of the way, without further ado, let's discuss the Real Housewives of Potomac, shall we? All right, guys. So, if you guys watched last night's episode, let me know what you thought about it. Did you enjoy the episode? Did you not enjoy the episode? I want to know you're good, you're bad, you're ugly. And like I said, if you guys see the thumbnail, Monique Samuels made her triumphant, I guess you would say triumphant return to the Real Housewives of Potomac. Am I ecstatic that Monique is back? Mm, I don't. Here's the thing. Here's what I will say when it comes to Monique. I don't dislike, and hey, CC, by the way, what I will say is I don't dislike Monique. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want nobody to be like, oh, you just don't like Monique. You just don't like Monique. I don't want to hear none of that. I don't want to see none of that. Like, I truly do not. The thing for me was with her, Love and Marriage DC just didn't do her any favors when it comes to me. That's what I will say. But hey, outside of that, I definitely do want to know what you guys thought about this episode. It was an okay episode, I guess we could say. I do have some things that I want to say when it comes to Angel, but I think it's the same sentiments that I've been echoing for the last few episodes when it comes to Angel. And hopefully I can keep the names together, Angel and Tia. But there are some things that I just saw in this episode that I didn't like when it comes to Angel. But like I said, some of the stuff that I've been echoing for episodes now. So we'll start up with the people who didn't have a whole lot in this episode. So the first person who I can get to easily without even getting to my notes is Giselle. So with Giselle, you guys know that Giselle has been dealing, her father passed away about 2 years ago, right? And I remember they talked about it at the reunion or maybe the following season that her father's will was going through probate where they were having issues with the will because the will was being contested, right? So we get a little bit deeper into it this season. And so what I will say is I hope that it works out and I hope it works out, right? No matter how it works out, somebody in that family is going to be hurt. If it's Giselle, her girls, and her sister, or if it's her stepmother. At the end of the day, somebody's definitely going to be hurt by whatever the decision of the judge is. But Giselle feels that her father's will was thrown out, you know, much before he passed, right? And she feels that it was her stepmother. Now she don't even call the woman her stepmother. She said her father's wife who didn't have a relationship with her and her daughters. And I thought it was quite interesting that she was talking about the woman is not, not a nice person. And I was like, well, if you let people say it about you, Giselle, you're not a nice person either. But hey, touche, right? So she's getting ready to head down to Atlanta because they have a court date. And Giselle also, has feelings about this new will that is being presented because, and I'm gonna say allegedly because I don't know any of this stuff to be factual or true, but allegedly after her father had the brain surgery, his wife comes in and has him sign a new will, which wouldn't that, I mean, that would, how can you do that? Because when it comes to a will and testament, it's they have to be in sound mind and body to do that kind of stuff. But again, like I said, whatever, the right thing is to do for this family, I hope that the judge does it, right? And then, she did go to Atlanta. She's was there with one of the twins. I can't remember which twin it was. I think it was one of the twins. I just don't remember which one it was. But the judge did, review the documents, and so the judge is gonna take a look at that and then make a final decision. Now, if anybody knows what the outcome of that is, feel free to leave it down in the comments section or in the live chat, because I don't keep up with it, but I wouldn't keep up with it because y'all know I'm not like the biggest Giselle fan. But like I said, it's kind of hard to say that you wish the best for a certain person, right? You just hope that the judge makes the right decision for all parties involved. Is that going to happen? I don't think so. But we can move on to the next person who I feel didn't have a whole lot in this episode, and that will be Tia. So with Tia, we see Tia at the beginning of the episode. So Tia was on a FaceTime call with her mom, and I don't know if her mom is in Nigeria or if she's in the UK. But her mom looks good. I will say that. Her mom even had a little bit of a cocktail. I was like, "Come on, mama, I know that's right. You better now see. I don't drink like that, but I was here for mama having a drink. Ain't nothing wrong with that whatsoever." You say, I hope so, but it looks like a fight for her. It does like it's gonna be a fight for them, and that's the thing that I hate is that it's gonna be a fight. But I do. Here's what I will say: if that stepmother did do some foul fugazi shit, I hope that they can. I hope that they can prove it, and she gets nothing. But hey, it is what I don't really know how to land with that one. I just wish the best for everybody involved, honestly. Now, Tia's mom told her that she has a surprise coming to her. Now, if that surprise came in this episode, then I missed it. But if not, I guess we'll see it sometime later in the season or in the episodes. Now, y'all remember while Tia was in Nevis with the girls, that her daughter, it was her birthday, right? So she wasn't able to be there to celebrate her birthday. But we do see a scene where Tia and the girls called and sang happy birthday to the girl. She didn't look at all enthused on that FaceTime call. She was looking like these old hens are calling me, singing me happy birthday. So we found out that the daughter had a party at the house, right? And she was inviting some friends over, but it quickly got out of hand because there was someone who was either wasn't invited or was uninvited, and the person went and put their address on social media. I was like, "Ooh, y'all really got to have a conversation with y'all's kids about the things that they say and do, because y'all that is called doxing and that is illegal." But okay, whatever. Who am I to tell somebody what's? I mean, that's weird to me though. I would never have done anything like that. When you think about teenagers, I probably would have done something where I would have talked shit about the person, maybe, but to put their whole address out there and other kids showed up. And so it got to the point where Tia's daughter said she called the police about 5 times. And she was like, and she asked her husband, like, where were you? And she was like, he was somewhere, but he wasn't the one that called the police. And then they were like, one of the kids, she was like, "Where were my babies at?" And one of the twin girls, she came in and said somebody threw about her bed. I was like, "Wait a minute, what kind of party was this?" But these kids probably had came there with came there with their own drinks and stuff. That is so weird to me. That is weird. But hey, that's really all we got with Tia. Um, we'll move on to. Actually, let's talk about Kiana because she really had nothing in this episode. And the more the episodes go by, I kind of ask myself, why is Kiana here? Even though I do still kind of like Kay, I do ask the question of why is she here? Teens today also send invites for meetups via social media. That is so interesting. That is very interesting. What up, Monique? 69 ways. You say I'm glad there was I'm glad there was not no today's social media. Oh, there was no social media when you were growing up. I would have been a hot mess. I don't know. Like what I will say is I am glad that social media did not exist when I was growing up, which damn, that's just telling how old I am. But the things that these kids go through today, like when I was growing up, you had to either physically give somebody an invitation or yeah, actually no, you had to like physically give it to them or mail it to people. Like it wasn't no evites, and then it wasn't no social media where somebody could post it on post it on their Instagram stories, Snapchat, TikTok. It wasn't none of that. It was literally either word of mouth, in person, or you mail it to people and they will show up. Now, I mean, there when I was, I mean, there was still a point where you could, have people show up if somebody say, "Oh, we going to such and such party tonight," because that did happen like once when I was a teenager. That did happen once. Like we all knew about a party, and it was a party where my friend, one of the somebody's parents weren't going to be there. It was a secret. It was we were all going to hang out after, right? And so I knew about that's kind of stuff, but to do it today, I couldn't even imagine. It's interesting to think about when I was in high school versus how things are today with these kids in high school. Because when I was in high school, so again, social media was nothing. It wasn't even a thing. I think when I was in high school, what did we have? Oh, what did we have? So when I was in high school, and I think everything came out my senior year of like my junior or senior year of high school. Because oh god, I'm about to age myself. Now, when I was in middle school, there was Black Planet. I do remember that, but my senior year of high school was when MySpace first started. Like I remember when MySpace first started. It was my senior year of high school, and then my freshman year of college is when Facebook came around, and people were not using Facebook when I started college. Like it was really for college students at that time. And then I don't know, I think like 2010 or something is when I realized that more and more people were getting on Facebook. But when I graduated high school, Facebook had just became a thing. It was literally 2008 was when it just started. And I was out of high school at that point. You say you're not as old as me. This stuff is today is crazy. It is. Like even when I was in high school, like how kids have cell phones. I think my freshman year of high school is when we all started getting cell phones. And it wasn't the cell phones that we have today. It wasn't like the iPhones and all that kind of stuff. Hell, we didn't even have the Razor at that time. It was them damn Nokia phones that were black and where the text was black, black and white, nothing with color. Hell, Snake was still a game, and Snake was black and white. I am aging myself. Uh, even if you heard about a party, most parents wouldn't allow you to go unless they were sure it was supervised by an adult. And that was my mom. That was my mom until I started driving. When I started driving, I'm like, yeah, my friend's mama they gonna be, yeah, her parents gonna be there, be fine. Most times, them people would be in their room and let us run rampant. Hey, Miss Bay Thing, how you doing today? Yeah, that is so sad. I was talking about Kiarna, and I ain't even got to Kiarna's scene, but let's get to Kiarna's scene. So, what? No way. No way. Okay, come on, 70. So, um, this scene with Kiarna and Greg. They could have kept it, to be quite honest with you. For me, it gave nothing because I still don't feel anything for Greg. But I mean, Kiana says that she and Greg are in a good space since they are in couples therapy. I was like, why y'all in couples therapy? Here's my thing when it comes to couples therapy. I think I absolutely believe couples therapy works for couples. Even if you're not married, even if you're just, boyfriend and girlfriend, it works, but it will work if you guys have been in like a long-term relationship, living together or separately. And again, you guys have been together for years, and you get into the point of the relationship where there is, you like, okay, we've been together for a long time. We're having a little hiccup, a little itch. Not it. When I say itch, I mean just the 7-year itch and stuff like that. But a fresh new, because I think Kiana and Greg are pretty fresh and new. So what the fuck y'all going to couples therapy for? But you know what, Kiana? Again, if you like it, girlfriend, I love it for you. I'm actually lying when I say I love it for you because I really don't. And then she's talking about they don't took the timeline off. Okay, does that help? If it does, then cool. Congratulations. I don't care. Speaking of Kiana, her and Angel at BravoCon, they didn't look they still looked unhappy together. And that's all I got to say. She's coming off as a mean girl, and I don't understand why. I feel like that might be her personality. I feel like we didn't. I feel like a lot of people might not have saw it her first, her first official, not official season, but her first season on the show. People might not have necessarily saw it, but as time is going on, people are starting to see it. I feel, but that's all I got with Kiana. It ain't much else to discuss with her. If y'all want to discuss something with Kiana, feel free to leave it in the live chat or in the comment section because that was really all I got with her. So let's move on to now. This person didn't have a lot in her scene, but y'all know I still find her entertaining nonetheless. Stacy. y'all cannot make me hate Stacy. I am sorry. I know Stacy is a liar. Allegedly. I know Stacy. I do feel like Stacy puts on an act, and I'm okay with it, right? So we see Stacy as Stacy is doing a photo shoot for her gummies, right? And she has named the company Shio. And I was like, okay, Stacy, girl, I don't even have a problem with you starting your own cannabis line. That's fine, cool, whatever, right? I have no problem with any of that. And the problem that I really have with this, Stacy, is the fact that you have named this shit Shayo, which is a Shayo is a Nigerian word for happy. I was like, Stacy, of all the words you could have chose from Nigeria, you choose the word that says happy. You ain't doing yourself no favors, Stacy. No favors whatsoever. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? If she like it, I love it. So we see her as she's doing her photo shoot, and I'm actually on her website currently. I'm actually currently on her website looking at it. And on the website, it just shows, two different brands. Not brands, but two different. She sells it. Her stuff is sold in physical stores. Oh, that's cool. Shio is available now at Beyond Hello locations in Northern Virginia. So it seems like she's only in Virginia. Now, Stacy, what I will say to you going forward, you might want to figure out how you can ship these to different people in different states. Because I know that there's a website that I use when I buy pre rolls and edibles. It's called Hello Mood, and they ship to me here in Texas. But yeah, she has two different packages. One is called Rise, and the other is called Rest. So I guess Rise is when you wake up in the morning, and Rest is for going to sleep. Rise is a blood orange pomegranate rosin infused. I would never eat that because I don't do pomegranate. Then the rest is berry vanilla infused. Okay, I might would do that one, but yeah. Okay, Stacy, do you, girlfriend? I ain't even mad at you. You say Monique says I like Stacy, especially when she go up against Ashley Five Head Darby. Stacy is hilarious to me. She gives me airhead, and see, I think that that's an act with Stacy, but I still go up for it, right? Like Happy Eddie, yeah. Ariana Cook, you say I like Angel, but I wish that she could see that Kay doesn't like her. That would be ideal, right? Let's go look at Happy Eddie's website. I'm curious, you guys. If y'all got, hopefully y'all don't have a problem with me multitasking. If you do, oh well, I don't give a damn. Sorry to say that like that, but it's my channel. Now Eddie's website. Oh God, I love the way his website looks. Oh God, yes. He sells flour, pre-rolls, edibles. Oh, come on, Eddie. Like, sir, I may have to shop from you. Oh yeah, I'm probably gonna have to shop from Eddie. Actually, yeah, let me shop from them to give them some little money, which we're gonna get into them in a minute. But oh, absolutely. I don't deny that. I love a good blunt here and every night. Yeah, it's every here and there. But yeah, I definitely do love me some babe. I love me some Mary Jane. I definitely do. So yeah, with Stacy, again, Stacy girl, I don't have a problem with you doing it. It's the fact that you sitting here lying to us talking about, well, I'm not saying that you're lying about your Nigerian heritage, but girl, you didn't grow up in Nigeria, Stacy. You're not originally from Nigeria. So to honor your Nigerian heritage, Stacy, okay, girlfriend. But again, could you have picked a better word than Shayo? Now I will say it's a beautiful, when you look at it, it is beautiful, but girl, you can come up with something different. But that's Stacy for you. And I'm here for Stacy. So who do we have left? So we got Wendy, we got Ashley, and we got Angel. So I guess we can go ahead and tackle Angel. Because I got a lot of things to say when it comes to Angel. So we see Angel. So Angel is out with her sister. Now, I will say, she and her sister, both beautiful women. So Angel tells her sister that she's been hanging out with these Potomac girls, and she told her about the trip that they went on and how on the trip Giselle was like, we saw a picture of you and you look like a catfish. Angel, I'm holding your hand while I say this, and I say this with love, right? I really do. Angel, beloved, that picture was 100% face tuned. So it was you, but it was heavily filtered and edited, beloved. Do I think Giselle was wrong to call it out? Yes. And I know somebody left a comment last week about me giving Angel grace for being postpartum. Y'all, she is postpartum. Let's just be real about it. Let's be real about it. She is absolutely postpartum. I don't understand where the disconnect is coming from, but that's neither. Like, she's postpartum. She had a baby less than over a year ago. Like, postpartum can last. I googled it. It can last up to the first year or longer. So the girl, and also the woman has gained weight. So if she wanted to edit a picture to make herself feel good, I don't have a problem with that. And it ain't her fault. It ain't her fault that the Jasmine brand found it's not her fault that that's the picture that the Jasmine brand used. It is absolutely not her fault. So go to hell, Giselle. You airbrush them wrinkles in your fucking neck, and we'll get on that in a minute. Good afternoon, Sweet Pea. You say Angel is very insecure in her body, maybe a little postpartum depression. Exactly. Nothing wrong with giving grace for that. I didn't think it was either. But someone mentioned, like, did people give Phaedra grace when she had her babies? Did people give Wendy grace? Now, I did give Wendy grace. If you guys go back and watch season 5 of Real Housewives of Potomac, I was on Wendy's side, especially when Forehead brought her big head ass in there trying to trying to come at Wendy. I defended Wendy 100%. Right. Why is this so important to the late? I don't understand why it's so important to them. And Giselle, again, they airbrush out your wrinkles in your neck, the rings around your neck, ring around the rosy, a pocket full of posies. They edit them bitches out all the time. They can't. Now, let's talk about them cankles. Cause bitch, somebody took a picture of them cankles this past weekend at BravoCon, and I was like, God damn, them things are swollen. So let's talk about them cankles. Now, don't take away from that Giselle is a beautiful woman, but you have some imperfections too. We all have imperfections. Hell, Mia's big ass feet. And it was so funny. I made a comment about her feet. She made a comment about my ears, and I hit her back with, "Girl, I've had these ears for over. I've had these ears since I was a little boy. I grew into them, and they're still big as hell. It is what it is. I can't do nothing about my big ass ears. They're here. If you don't like them, oh well. But yeah, I have big ears. I know that. I've always known I have big ears. She called me Dumbo. Girl, I've heard that since I was a kid. Come up with like I told her to come up with a better read than that because girl, I've heard about Dumbo for years since I was a kid. Girl, the Dumbo jokes don't affect me. Never have, never will. I know my ears are big. Jizzy and her cankles has no room to talk. Exactly. Angel's not comfortable in her post baby body, and that's okay. I wish she just be honest about it because she is not alone. Um, I do wish she would. Here's the thing. She didn't. I don't know if she necessarily had to be honest about it. What I would have preferred for her to say is, "Okay, yeah, I did airbrush my picture. What else is new? You do the same thing too to your neck. Okay, you could airbrush that wig too. Speaking of wigs, oh God, Giselle, like you are a beautiful woman. One thing I can't ever take away from Giselle is that she's a beautiful woman. But the wigs, my girl, my girl, my girl, the wigs. That wig that you had plopped on your head at BravoCon this weekend, atrocious. I hated it. I wanted to just reach through the screen and just grab it and take it off and burn it. Not the cankles. Yes. Oh, it was okay. It was Alex who posted that because I know I saw it somewhere. I just didn't know remember where I saw it, but I knew somebody had zoomed in on her fucking ankles. I'm like, damn, them bitches are swollen. For real. Don't they all airbrush? They all do. Lord, not the neck. Oh yeah, we gonna always on that neck. She needs a better stylist, among other things. Among other things, she need a better stylist. She need a better wigologist. She needs help, and it's sad. You know what though? I think that's her shtick now. I think that's a shtick for Giselle to wear terrible wigs, the doll hair wigs, and the terrible clothes. I think that's her. I think it's a stick for her. I think she knows people talk about it, and so she just rolls with the punches. But okay, girl, whatever. If you like it, I don't. I can't even say I love that. If you like it, I don't. I do not. I do not. So Angel is telling. So she's talking about Wendy laughing, but then she said, she said asshole lips and giving Forrest Whitaker in the eyes. Now you guys can tell me, was she talking about Wendy with that one? Because they didn't show. They didn't. Y'all know how shady the production crew is. They'll sometimes show pictures, but was she talking about Wendy when she said Forrest Whitaker by the eyes? Jizzy wears Timu clothes and wigs. Mm, mm, mm. And if she was talking about Wendy with the Forrest Whitaker by the eyes comment, I will say this to you, Angel. Yes, Wendy was laughing. Was that cool? No, it wasn't cool because Wendy would feel away. Wendy felt away when Robin and Giselle had comments about her getting her surgery to make herself feel better, but they were attributing it to Eddie like in booty models. Wendy felt away about that. So Wendy, you sitting her laughing about this woman, but they did it to you, and you didn't find it funny when they did it to you. So I want you to have that same energy, but you're not. And that's cool because you up Giselle's ass at this point, and that's cool. That's cool as well. If you happy with it, I'm happy for you, which I'm really not, but I'm just gonna go along with the punches for you. But she still never really said anything about Giselle. It was her sister who was like, I've seen her in person, and she airbrushes that neck. I said, come on, sister, let's talk about Giselle. Let's talk about her airbrushing that neck because she does. But Angel, again, I do like Angel, and I don't want anybody to take it that I don't like Angel because I do. But I will call, but I can't call people out that I like, right? And Angel, I just have to be real with myself. You do give a little bit of a Mean Girls tea, and here's why I say that. It's the fact that you still have all this energy for Wendy. Then at your party that you had those breath mints there for Stacy, but you ain't said nothing to Giselle. It's just weird to me. But you know what? If Angel likes it, I love it. Now she did say at BravoCon that she feels like she'll be back for she'll be back for next season. Here's a word of advice for you if you do come back next season. Come back with thicker skin. Come back with thicker skin. Come back with, if you can read, come back with quick reads. Ashley is an easy read. Giselle, an easy read. And those are the two people who, in my personal opinion, have had things to say about you. Wendy hasn't said anything about you. Every time Wendy sees you, she gives you a hug. Even in this episode, when y'all went to the Pride event, she came in and hugged your neck. So I just find it quite honestly, I just find it weird. And I really honestly feel like you came into this season with a blind allegiance and loyalty to Kiarna. And I think that leaving this season is going to hurt you more than it helps you. Like I said last week on the live, I think the only true way that you can redeem yourself is if you go to the reunion and you have a stellar performance at the reunion. I think that is what'll save you. Because the things that people like, the things that Giselle and Ashley have said about you behind your back and in the interviews, if you come to the reunion with some rehearsed reads and execute them flawlessly, I think you'll be fine. I think you'll be fine. I think you'll be fine. So find you a good Judy out there in the DMV that can read, and ask them to give you some reads for next, for the reunion. And if you come back for next season, meet with somebody before you sit down and have your scenes, and you keep them in a clip and empty them as need be. And I think that will help you next season. And if you do take that advice, give me a shout out. Give me a shout out. That's all I ask for. But that's really all I got with Angel. Now, I didn't catch I don't, again, since I'm not familiar with, DC, Maryland and Virginia and all that kind of stuff. I don't understand the fact that she lives on a Red River Road. Is that in Potomac? If anybody who lives out there, I guess I could ask really be like Red River Road. I didn't get that. I heard that Giselle Red tried to read Adriana about being a friend of, but Adriana as a friend of gives more than Adriana as a friend of has given more than Giselle has given in the last 3 seasons. I'm being nice when I say 3 seasons. I'm being slightly nice, but Adriana, her time as a friend of has been more than Giselle's time as a full time housewife these since season 5 of Potomac. And again, I'm being nice when I say season 5 because I don't feel like Giselle gave anything after the Sherman situation. That's just my personal. That's my little 2 cents. But let's go ahead and move on to. Oh, girl, the jokes write themselves. Let's move on to Wendy. When I tell y'all the jokes write themselves when it comes to Wendy Osefo, oh God, the jokes write themselves. So we see as Wendy and Eddie are child. I couldn't. I thought I really thought I had switched to an episode of SNL watching this scene. So Wendy and Eddie are renovating their home. I said, I know you fucking lying to me. No, they not. No, they're not renovating this house. They are not. They can't be. This can't be serious. This has to be a joke. And she was like, no, it's not a joke. It's real. I was like, no, it's not. Because and then they started racking up that bill. I said, I know you fucking lying to me. I was like, so the stuff that y'all renovating, let me guess. Y'all tack this on to that insurance claim. Girl, when I tell you the jokes write themselves. It was. It was before the arrest. It was before the arrest, but it doesn't bode, it don't look well, it don't look right because y'all are renovating your house and y'all allegedly, and shout out to Wendy. Shout out to Wendy. I gotta give her ones and twos, right? Because she went to BravoCon and they asked her about the trial, not the trial, but the case. She can't really speak on it because it's a current legal matter, but shout out to Wendy for going and looking damn good. And looking damn good. Now, Wendy, are these clothes part of that lawsuit too? Like, I just want to know that. I'm sorry, Wendy. Anytime I see you looking good, I'm gonna give you credit for looking good. But girl, I'm always have to bring up: was this part of the lawsuit? Was that part of the lawsuit? I mean, lawsuit, not lawsuit. Was this part of your insurance claim? Was this part of your insurance claim? Um, it was the 9 foot marble wall for me. Me too. Yes, she showed up and showed out. And shout out, I want to give a special shout out to my girl Tammy Talks. I was watching a little bit of her video before I came on. I didn't finish it because y'all know I don't really like to watch other people's reviews before I do my reviews. But I just watched the first few minutes of Tammy's video, and Tammy was like, Karen always, everybody's showing up at BravoCon and giving Karen a standing ovation. I was with Tammy. Y'all know I like Karen, but why the fuck are y'all giving Karen a standing ovation? The woman went to jail because she lied because she was drunk behind the wheel of her car. We not gonna apply that. We not gonna apply that bullshit. And like Tammy said, Karen always looks good. So what are we talking about? But she did look. I will say, Karen did look phenomenal, but she always looks phenomenal. So yeah, BravoCon. And since BravoCon was this weekend, I'll mix in some things with Potomac that happened. Ashley, that bullshit ass apology that you gave to Wendy. I was so glad that Wendy told you she don't accept it. I was clapping when Wendy said she doesn't accept that apology from Ashley. I was like, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Give forehead what she deserves. Nothing. So Wendy is talking to Eddie about her dad and the fact that her dad didn't wish her a happy birthday, but in their family group text, he was talking about wishing his brother a happy birthday. And I got a little. I've told y'all this story before, but I'm gonna tell y'all it again. That's giving grace, LOL. And Andy loves him some Karens. Andy does love him some Karen. But y'all, are we really giving somebody grace who, again, got behind the wheel of the car and drove drunk and could have hurt herself and other people? This is why I've stayed on Karen's. This is why I've been on Karen's neck so hard. I y'all know I love me some really B, because in our group chat I make little slick comments about Karen, and she calls me a hater, and it's like, but I know she don't mean it, because I've said it. I'm like, I still, and me and her have had the conversation. It's like, I still love Karen, I still like Karen, but my problem with Karen was Karen lied to us for a whole entire season, which I knew she was lying. And yeah, if I think if Karen had been open and honest about it, I would have more grace for Karen. But the fact that she lied about it, I just can't have too much grace for her. You say I don't like neckbone Necca, but she low key clocked Wendy's tea on returning clothes. She did. She did. I may not see it for Ineka, but I'll give it to her. She did clock that. But I mean, let's be honest. How many of us haven't done that? And I'm raising my hand because I have. Let's just keep it a buck. I will go buy something if I don't, if like, y'all know I went to Beyonce's concert last year, right? I waited to the last minute to find my outfit. What I bought, I didn't want to keep that outfit. So what I did was I made sure that whenever I sweat at that concert, I was air drying myself so that my clothes didn't smell. And the next morning, I took that shit right back to Zara. I took that shit right back and returned it and got my money. Like I've done, like I went to Megan Thee Stallion's concert last year too. The outfit that I bought, I didn't buy that last minute, but I bought it knowing I didn't really want it like that. I just knew what I wanted to look like going to Meg's concert, and I bought the outfit and I took that shit right. I took that shit right back again the next day. Don't judge me. Do not judge me. I again, don't judge me. Judge yourselves. But at least I'm honest about what I do. So I feel bad for Wendy with her dad, because if you guys have been around my channel for any length of time, you guys know I've told the story about my birthday and the fact that I have a cousin who has a birthday literally a week after my birthday. And my biological mother 1 year told me she always gets my birthday and my cousin's birthday confused. And I I felt like she said that to kind of hurt me, because it was like, how do you forget the day you gave birth? That I never, and one of these days, if I ever talk to that woman, I'm going to ask her the question of, how could you sit there and say to me, the person that you pushed out of your body, that you get my birthday confused with your nephew who you didn't give birth to? Now, if you gave birth to both of us on the same, if you gave birth to both of us, then okay, I can understand how you get our birthdays confused. But me, the person who came out of your vagine, you get my birthday confused with somebody else's. Okay, very interesting. So the next thing we have is Stacy. So Stacy and Wendy, they both met up with each other, right? And they both look good. Stacy's nipples were on hard. And Wendy made a little bit of a joke about that, right? So they're talking about going to Jazzy's wedding that was here in Dallas. I didn't know she got married here in Dallas. Then they talked about going to this pride event that Ashley is, a part of. Hopefully she didn't sing. I know I saw some videos, but I'm praying she didn't sing. If she did, y'all, please do me a solid favor and do not send me. I repeat, do not send me no damn videos of Ashley Darby singing. Don't tag me. Don't do anything of the sorts. I don't want to hear it. If you tag me, if you send it to me, I will block you with a quickness. I'm joking, but please don't send that shit to me. Huh. So Wendy and Stacy then talk about, Stacy's brand Shayo. And Wendy was like, a Nigerian name? And she was like, yeah, it's because of my Nigerian heritage. You can't, again, y'all can't get me to hate Stacy. Stacy is a lot, but I still fuck with Stacy, right? Now, what I do crack up laughing at is when Wendy turns and looks at the camera and breaks the fourth wall. That shit always takes me out. But yeah, that's all we got. Now let's get on to the last scene of the episode, and I don't know why, of all people, it has to be this one. Ashley Darby. Ashley Darby. If y'all can see my face, and my face is scrunched up. So Ashley reintroduces us to Monique Samuels. Now, if you guys have forgotten who Monique Samuels is, allow me to tell you who Monique is. We were introduced to Monique season 2 of The Real Housewives of Potomac through Sharice Jackson Jordan. Monique was married to former NFL player Chris Samuels. They had 3 kids. At the time, they had 2 kids, Chris Jr. and Milani. Then Monique got pregnant season 3, I believe. You guys correct me if I'm wrong. But I think season 3 of Real House, nope. Was it 3 or season 4? Well, she got pregnant and she lost a baby. And I think that was season 3. But then she came back season 4 and she was pregnant with their third son, Chase. And I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a history about Ashley and Monique's friendship. So at one point, Ashley, Monique, and Candace, they were all cool with each other, right? Now Monique and Candace were really cool. And I'm gonna skip over season 5. I'm not gonna talk about that season at all because I don't want to talk about it ever again in my life. But season 3, and I'm pretty positive it was a season 3 reunion. Again, you guys will correct me if I'm wrong. Now remember, Monique had a miscarriage. Now, Ashley alluded to the fact that Monique lost that baby because she was drunk behind the wheel of a car. And Monique brushed past that and became friends with Ashley. Why? I do not know. But hey, she did it nonetheless, right? So Monique had an altercation season 5. Again, we're not discussing that. And Monique left after season 5. So then Monique went and did a show on OWN called Love and Marriage DC. She did 1 season, and she referred to this show as that other show the entire time. And so if anybody wonders why, when it comes to Monique, I say I don't really see it for her 100%. It's really because of Love and Marriage DC. It was just a different person. It was a different persona that I saw from her on that show than I saw on Potomac. So I kind of understood where Giselle was coming from when she said that she felt like there was a facade with Monique. I kind of understood where she was coming from. And I'm gonna say something because y'all have to correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't Monique in the early season of Potomac say she didn't cuss? I want somebody just to correct me if I'm wrong, because I thought Monique said she don't cuss because she wouldn't call them out their names. She called them bottom behind tricks. But in this episode, Ashley was telling her that she's having a pride event and Giselle's going to be there, and she asked Monique how is she going to be, and would she speak to how would she be with Giselle? She's like she don't want to talk about oh shit. I was like oh shit, girl, I thought you didn't cuss. But hey, maybe she learned. Maybe she don't started cussing because she said that what she's on this new journey that she's on, the new journey that she's on. She says that she's on this journey after what happened season 5, the fight with Candace. I'm not gonna sit here and say that she's lying or telling the truth. If that's her story, that is her story. Cool, got it. Now, what I did not 100% like was the fact that she says that she's now 300 pounds lighter. Now, to my recollection, I don't keep up with Chris Samuels like that, but I don't think that Chris has said anything negative about Monique thus far. And Love and Marriage DC really showed us that you weren't seeing it for your husband, but then you and your husband did a live to say that y'all were in a good space when y'all knew that y'all weren't. That's my problem with Monique. And that's why I say I kind of see where Giselle was coming from with the whole facade of it all. If you guys like Monique, that's fine. Again, I'm not sitting here saying I don't like Monique. I did like Monique at one point. I did like Monique, but Love and Marriage DC just showed me a different side of her that I did not like. Now, if she is a different person, I will come on here at the end of the season and be like, you know what, Monique has changed, and I do see a different side of Monique. I will come on here and say that, but I'm still going off of the Monique that I got on Love and Marriage DC. That Monique kind of turned me off. Then when she left these Love and Marriage DC, she said she was not going to do reality TV. Y'all know the whole stuff with the traders last season and all that kind of stuff. It is what it is. But if she's changed, I'm here to say, if she has, I'm willing to see it and give her, another chance. Again, I don't dislike Monique. I want people to hear that. I don't dislike her. I just called out when it comes to her, and that's with anybody. If I see anything that's inconsistent that doesn't add up to what you've shown me, I will call it out. And I think you guys have learned that about me. Ashley always starts is she throws rocks and hides her hands, but her husband was a weirdo. Absolutely. Good afternoon. You say Mo thought Love and Marriage DC was her show, but Ashley Silva took that spot away first episode. I mean, in all actuality, Carlos did build that show around her, and you are right. I think Ashley became the star of that show because nope, I'm not even gonna say that. Chris did lose a lot of weight after they broke up, but that comment was nasty. Absolutely. Monique went from sleeping in her car to being a rich, kept wife, and now she thinks her ish don't stink. You know, it's interesting. I do wonder the question: why did she come back to this show? I just wonder that question because when she left, she didn't have too many nice things to say about Potomac. But I mean, hey, because she went to Love and Marriage DC. She did the radio show, which I don't think she's a part of that radio show anymore. But I mean, I wish nothing but the best for Monique, really and truly. I really do. So I don't want to, again, I don't want people to come over here and be like, oh, you just hate Monique. I don't. I don't hate Monique. I don't dislike Monique. I just sometimes find her a little bit inauthentic. Her businesses fail. That's why. And she's trying to stay relevant. Oh, is her, what was her business called? Not for Lazy Moms. Does that not exist anymore, you guys? Like, let me know. And didn't she have some essential oils? Then she has Not for Lazy Moms. I never liked that name. Not for Lazy Moms. It was kind of well, um her website is still up. I don't know what I'm looking at, but her website is still up. But I mean, people come back for different reasons. You say I haven't heard anything about them at all. Me either. But I wouldn't because I'm not an essential oil person and I'm not a mom. So I can't speak to that. But is she making money? That is, who knows? Because didn't she have a podcast? Don't she have a YouTube channel? Don't she have a YouTube channel? And she was never she's much like Nene Leakes with that YouTube channel. She was never consistent. But neither here nor there. So we get to the Pride event, right? So all the ladies show up. Oh God, I'm so sick of seeing Ashley dress up as a man. I'm so sick of Ashley. Oh yeah, I thought she left that radio show. I remember when because I do. Now here's the other thing. I follow Monique on Instagram, but I don't keep up with everything that she does. But I do remember. I think I remember seeing her post about leaving that radio show, and I feel like she left that radio show after the divorce from Chris. And y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. Um, I never saw it if she did. I believe she has a YouTube channel, you guys. 100% Ashley is lame, right? Just be who you truly are. Ashley, we're okay with it. I'm not. I mean, I'm okay with her being whoever she wants to be, but I'm just tired of Ashley in general. So Ashley comes with these shirts for the girls with their drag king names. I was like, didn't you do this last season? Didn't you give the girls drag kings names last season? Now I will say some of them names. I'm not gonna say any of them on this channel because I don't want this video to get demonetized. So if y'all want to know what them drag king names are, because they were all actual in context. So you guys can go back and watch the episode and get them names because I'm not repeating them. So Monique arrived, and it was I thought it was kind of funny looking at Giselle's face because she tapped Cal. I was like, ooh. I was like, how are you gonna react to this? How are you gonna react to Monique? And she hugged Monique. Now I did see on the after show where Monique and Giselle, they were both saying that they were happy to see each other. I'm like, were y'all really? And they were like, we're gonna still shade each other. Monique, I feel like this is what you always wanted with Giselle was her friendship. I did like Giselle's. It was kind of funny. It was funny. But I just feel like a lot of people vie for Giselle's friendship, and I just honestly don't understand why they vie for her friendship. Actually, let me take that lie back. I know why they vie for her friendship. People see it's a pecking order when it comes to Potomac. The two top tier girls on Potomac are Karen and Giselle. Everybody else is below that. And when I say below that, I don't mean that I think that they're below them. It's just how I think that the girls, when they come on this show, how they perceive it. They perceive it if you get in good with a Karen or a Giselle, then you are good and you are solidified. But if you go against, like I feel like some of them feel like if you go against both of them, then you're fucked in a sense, right? And I guess that could be true because I mean, look at Shasha. Because people probably could look at Charisse as an example. Because Charisse has had issues with Giselle in the past, and she's also had issues with Karen in the past. So I mean, I guess, but yeah. So then Kiana decides that she wants to take it upon herself to ask um Monique, you know Stacy? And she was like, no. Well, Stacy said she knows you. Stacy never said that she knows Monique. Don't sit there and lie and say she did. Because Stacy was in there looking confused, like, I never said that. Stacy, you didn't. They trying to gaslight you. But then Giselle was like, it wasn't that. It was that she dated Chris. Why are we making it such a big fucking deal that Stacy went out on a date with Chris Samuels? I don't understand why we're doing this. This is stupid to me and dumb. Let me repeat this for the last time. And if Monique buys into this and takes the bait with this, I have no hope. I have very little hope for you if you take the bait with this one. So let me spell this out really loud, clear, and quickly. Stacy is brand new to the Real Housewives of Potomac. Stacy was not on Potomac when Chris and Monique were on there and married to each other. So what loyalty or allegiance does Stacy owe Monique's at this point? Oh, that's right, none. Because again, now if you had told me that Stacy was friends with Chris and Monique when they were married, I would be like, okay, yes, Stacy, that's foul and fucked up. But she wasn't. Monique literally said she doesn't know Stacy. So what are y'all digging for? Like she doesn't know this woman. I get the whole girl code thing, but what girl code does Stacy owe her? Because Stacy don't know Monique. It's not like they ever hung out or were friends with each other. So I don't see what she owes her. I really don't. Now, if y'all can find something that Stacy in the girl code, if y'all say in the 6 degrees of separation, oh, because Stacy is a current cast member of Potomac and Monique was a former cast member and now current cast member, that's the allegiance that she owes to her, then absolutely not. I can't play that. I can't even give that one because that's nothing. That's like if you say, oh, because I'm of a certain, because I went to a certain college and a certain person, people, if a well-known person went to my college and they dated somebody, they were married to the person, but I never met them, I never interacted with them. Then you say, oh, well, JB, y'all did graduate from college, the same college. It might not have been the same year, but y'all graduated from the same college. So you should give allegiance to that. Girl, fuck that. We didn't go to college together at the same time. We didn't have the same major. We had nothing in common besides the fact that we went to the same school. Because that's essentially what they're saying. Stacy and Monique are on the same show, never interacted with each other, never hung out with each other, were never friends. So Stacy owes her some kind of loyalty of not dating her ex-husband. Okay. This ain't the Portia and Fallon. This ain't Portia and Fallon. I as much as like I can't give Stacy what I gave Portia with Fallon. Stacy didn't walk in that woman's house. I'm taking from my friend Rodney. Stacy didn't walk in that woman's house with her Hennessy and her man. Walk out the house with her Hennessy and her man. She didn't do it. She did not do that. Portia did, but Stacy didn't. But that's all I got, you guys. If there's anything that I left out of this episode, which I don't think I did, it's so interesting. I be looking at my notes and I don't be expecting to go no hour and stuff, but I get on here and I interact with y'all, and we be on here for over an hour with Potomac. But I do enjoy it, you guys. I will say that I definitely enjoy it. So if you guys are watching this video or the replay, do me a favor, you guys. Hit that thumbs up button, share the video, leave a comment, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, you guys. And that's all I got. Now, what I will also say in the comment section, if you guys are Monique's fans and you guys have a differing opinion of what I have, it's okay. We can be respectful in the comment section. And also in the comment section, what we're not going to do is we're not going to relitigate season 5 of Potomac. If I see any comment that mentions season 5, that comment will be deleted. And I mean that wholeheartedly, because I am not having that conversation ever again in life, because some of y'all made that season hell on earth to review. God, I don't know how I got through that season, but some of y'all made that season a living fucking hell for me and, my other friends. Y'all made that season hell for us. But so, yeah, we can talk about anything else but that season. If, like I said, if I see it commented, it will be deleted. Don't say anything. If you even say season 5, like V Spencer, if you say anything about season 5, I will delete that bitch with a quickness. The minute I get a notification about that bitch will be deleted. And I'm not joking, you guys. I'm not. This is not something that I'm joking about. I really don't want to discuss that season ever again in my life. It was hard enough doing it the first time. I will never, because I was thinking about at some point maybe going back and doing a rewatch of some of these seasons. That season will always get skipped for me. I will never rewatch that season ever again in my life. Woo! Jesus, But yeah, you guys, that's it. I'm gonna hop off of here. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Monday, and I will see you guys on. Well, tomorrow's Tuesday, so I'll see you guys on Wednesday for Salt Lake City. Yeah, I'll see you guys for Salt Lake City. I may also talk about it, and this may be a pre-recorded video. I may talk about the trailer for the Real Housewives of Rhode Island that came out yesterday. I may do that. I don't know. Let me know if you guys saw it before I get off here. Let me know. Did you guys see the Rhode Island trailer? What do you guys think about it? Are you guys interested in watching the show? Y'all know I am, and we will definitely be reviewing it. V Spencer, you say season 5 really sent Potomac into a dark place. I hate that season. It did. And it was a dark place for the show, but it was also a really dark place for us YouTubers. Because if we didn't say what people wanted us to say, oh, your team this, oh, your team that. Like I had somebody come up under my comments and ask me, was Monique paying me? Somebody asked me, was Monique paying me to do that review? And it pissed me off that you think that low of me, that you think that somebody can sway my opinion by paying me. That was what pissed me off. That comment. And it's still on my channel. I don't remember which. I haven't even looked at any. And I'm gonna keep real with you guys. I have not looked at any of those season 5 videos in years. And that season aired in 2020, right? So we're 5 years past, and I have never ever went back to those videos ever. I've never went back to them, and I never will. Like they'll just sit. Like I do go back and look at some of my old videos and just see where I've come from, but those because I still have the comments on it. I refuse. I absolutely refuse to do it because some of them comments were the worst. Like y'all like some, not y'all. I'm taking from really being y'all, but not y'all. But some people that were just coming by my channel that were never subscribed to my channel just said some of the nastiest things to some of us, and I was like, it's not that deep. Y'all just mad because I won't say what you want me to say, and it's not gonna happen. I have my opinion, you have yours, and that's gonna go back to what I was saying about Monique, and then I'm gonna hop off of here. If you dislike Monique, cool. If you that's your business. If you like Monique, cool, that's your business. If you disagree with what I said about Monique, cool, that's your business. But what I will say is before you get to the point where you want to leave me a nasty comment about her or anything, do yourself a favor. The same way that I have a channel, and the same way that you are commenting on YouTube from a channel, you can flip that and turn it into a public channel where you can do your own reviews and you can say, I love Monique. I love Monique. I love Monique. I hate Monique. I hate Monique. You can say all that stuff on your channel. And that's all I got. And I appreciate you guys so much for coming through today. And I'll get you guys on Wednesday for Salt Lake City. If I don't go live tomorrow night. But more than likely you'll see me Wednesday. But that's it, you guys. Now I'm off of here. Do me a favor, you guys. Stay safe. Take care of yourselves, guys. Wash your hands. Be blessed. And I will see you guys for Salt Lake City on either tomorrow or Wednesday. Until then, you guys, peace.